Back with Coach Phil McNamara. Joe LaFaro's made an appearance. Ray Parker's in the house tonight. We haven't had Ray Parker at a Skyhawk talk in a long time. Coach Phil McNamara. Coach, I saw you Saturday out at the Martin Parks and Recreation Soccer Complex. You're constantly out there with the Youth League Soccer, and I know you have close ties with Martin Middle School and Westview, and I want to compliment you on that. And I hear a lot of feedback from our community on how involved you are with the younger soccer players.
Well, it helps when you get two young children yourself, and
right.
We're out there at the fields, and it's good to see the participation in in a smaller town as we are, and there's good numbers out there and good competition.
I think I've asked you this before, but of all the sports, boy, you have to be in good shape to play soccer. Do you know, even at the professional level or at the college level, how much running is done in a match? How many miles?
Yeah, a professional level game, it's anywhere between 5 and 8 miles.
Wow!
And of course, the majority of that is sprinting. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's high intensity, and I try and tell the younger players, as often as possible, that you've chosen to play a very aggressive physical sport, and you've got to look after yourself, and you got to work out and be in good shape to be successful.
Unlike other sports, where to me in professional baseball, you don't run a lot, but in basketball and football, there are timeouts every 3 or 4 minutes. Especially in football, you have a huddle after every play. Soccer, you just go with it.
45 minutes,
yeah.
And before you get a break, really, you really don't get a break unless there's an injury, and makes it physical.
What kind of conditioning do you do with your team prior to the start of the season, just to get them prepared for that?
Oh, well, they have a summer course, of course, and over the summer they'll have a 6 to 8 week program that they'll do on their own, and before they arrive on campus. And I must say we've been lucky with the commitment of our kids during that period of time, and for the most part they come in good shape, and we just finish it off in our 2-week preseason, and it enables us to move forward into our gameplay and not worry as much on fitness. From
a soccer strategy standpoint, if you have someone that is not in the best shape, what other than goalkeeper, where do you put them?
Well, probably in the midfield, and surround them with some athletes and get them on the ball and get them to pass it. And of course, our team currently, we have some major athletes and some average athletes.
Right.
And in our league, that's what you typically find. A team will have a nice mix of everything, and of course the less physical and fast players, they've got to bring a higher technique to the game to be successful.
It's just like any sport, you need certain qualities to play certain positions.
Absolutely, for sure.
And as a coach, well, by the time you get them, they're probably defined. But as a coach for middle school or junior high, you got to figure that out.
Well, at that level, you got to take what you can get, of course, whereas we're recruiting a certain athlete, and Division I is very much about power and size and speed, and especially in the women's game. If you've got pace in the women's game, it goes a long way.
Have you taken a player that played at one high school position and changed them when they got to UT Martin?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Most freshmen are going to find themselves in a different position their freshman year if they're on the field the freshman year. And that's just part of the process.
Coach, let's talk about this week. First of all, Southeast Missouri. We talked about the tragedy with their player. They have to somehow move on and begin their season again. It happens tomorrow. This is probably our biggest rival so far in the Ohio Valley Conference when you consider last year. What do they present, and what do we need to do tomorrow against them on the road?
It's going to be difficult, we feel for the SEMO players, and it's kind of one of those that we've got to make sure that we're ready to go, because
right.
I think you can go into that game feeling very much sorry for the opposing team, and so I expect a very emotional and a difficult game tomorrow night, and I think that the team that gets down to business the quickest will most likely win the game. And quite honestly, it could be us or it could be SEMO, and they're similar to us. They've got a lot of new players. They graduated a good sized class, a very talented class last year. And, I think both of us have played a very strong schedule. SEMO's probably played a little more of a tougher schedule than what we have.
They've played Louisville, Kentucky, Nebraska, and Memphis.
They have,
yeah.
Yep. And they've been on the, on the rough end of a couple of good score, results against them, whereas we've kept our games a little closer but not had as many games of that nature. So it's the OVC, and it's going to be a dogfight tomorrow night.
You have a busy week. I know you don't want to look ahead, but Austin Peay is the opponent on Friday, and then you have Murray State on Sunday.
Doesn't get any easier.
No.
And,
3 games in 1 week.
It's going to be tough. It really is. But, to win the tournament, you've got to win. You've got to play possibly 3 games in 4 days, which is what we did, last fall. So this gives us a good jump start on the possibility of that happening later in the year, and we've got to be ready to play.
Am I right in that the weekend is alumni weekend for the soccer team?
For the soccer group, yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Well, we want as many of the alumni to come back and enjoy our games first and foremost. Get to meet the new players and the returning players that they have possibly played with in the last few years, and of course recognize the players that enjoyed a great successful season last year, and also take a look at the changes we've made within the program, the facilities, the new locker room, the new offices, the detail around the field, and the new lights on Friday night. For most of the alumni, they've not seen a game on their lights at UT Martin, so hopefully that'll be exciting on Friday night against Austin Peay. And they're a very technical, a very smart, very well organized team, and that's going to be a great game.
Okay, come out and enjoy it. Every time I drive on Skyhawk Parkway by the soccer field, I think, man, we've come a long way with the lights and the banners. Coach, you've got it looking good.
It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
All right, thanks, buddy, and best of luck tomorrow and then this weekend.
Thank you,
Coach Phil McNamara. We'll take a break and come back with Coach Jason Simpson. Skyhawk Talk continues on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.